Welcome to RJ classes, and today's topic, that is the calorimetry, one of the important topic. Separate questions come from these sections. So calorimetry, first of all we start with heat. The first thing that we need to understand in calorimetry, that is the heat. So start with definition, then unit, then relation. First of all, heat. What is heat? Heat is a form of energy. The first thing that with the first concept that come in our mind, that a heat is a form of energy. So I am writing here, so any form of energy. So whenever it is about the any form of energy, the first sentence you will write, the first part of the definition will be that it is a form of energy, and the second part will be what function it performs. So whenever there is the heat, it produces the sensation of warmth and cold. So that part we will include in our definition. So we writing our definition as heat is a form of energy, presence of which produces the sensation of warmth and cold. That is the definition of heat. That is the traditional definition of heat. But whenever we write the definition on the basis of the kinetic theory of matter, definition will be something different. We will have to describe it on the basis of the molecules. So heat, so first definition is heat is a form of energy, presence of which produces the sensation of warmth and cold. Warmth and cold, that is the heat. Second part, so that is the heat completed. The second, on the basis of the kinetic theory, if we describe it, kinetic theory, so the sum total of kinetic energy, that is what I am talking about, the sum total of kinetic energy possessed by an object due to random motion of its molecule. That means the total of the kinetic energy possessed by an object due to the random motion of its molecule is said to be the heat. So I am writing this definition because this definition of the heat that you know already from the class 6, you are doing this one. So the kinetic energy, on the basis of the kinetic theory of matter, the definition of heat will be the sum total of kinetic energy possessed by an object due to random motion of its molecule, motion of its molecules is called heat. So we got the two definitions. So second definition, again I am repeating. So due to the random motion of the molecules, energy is produced, kinetic energy is produced, and that sum total of the energy possessed by an object is said to be its heat. So that is the definition of heat. We got it. Now coming to the temperature, heat and temperature, we are doing it together, temperature. So because in order to understand the calorimetry here, only the two things, heat and temperature. So temperature. So temperature, what is the definition of temperature? One definition that you know very well, and the other definition that will be obviously on the basis of kinetic theory of matter. So temperature, we define that the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. What I am talking about? So by only saying that the object is hot or cold, object have giving the sensation of warmth and cold. So hot and cold does not describe its degree. How much is hot and how much is cold. So in order to describe the how much is hot or how much is cold, so we have the term temperature. So temperature, degree of hotness or coldness of an object. That means how much is hot or how much is cold. So degree of hotness or coldness of an object is called its temperature. So degree of hotness or coldness, so that is the temperature of the object. Okay, so understood. Now on the basis of the kinetic theory, if we give that definition, kinetic theory, I am giving this definition. So on the basis of the kinetic theory, we can define average kinetic energy. Here it was the sum total of kinetic energy. The average kinetic energy poses due to the random motion of the molecules of a substance is said to be its temperature. So only difference is, in order to define the heat, we will have to write the sum total, that means the total of the kinetic energy, but in order to define the temperature we have to change only one word, other part of the definition will remain as it is. So the sum total of, and we are writing here the average kinetic energy, average kinetic energy poses, and how the kinetic energy will contain in object due to the random motion of the molecules. So the average kinetic energy poses due to the random motion of the molecules of a substance, that is said to be the temperature. So we got the definition of heat and temperature. Now unit for the heat, that is the joule and the erg, joule and erg, joule and erg, that is the definition of, that is the unit of energy in SI system. It is the joule and it is erg. And for the temperature we have the only one, that is the Kelvin. So there are different scales of temperature: Celsius, Fahrenheit, Kelvin. So the in SI system the unit of temperature, that is the Kelvin. In next section we are going to find the definition and relation between the CGS and the SI unit of the heat, because we will do this section completely thoroughly. Each and everything will be completed in a thorough manner. So here joule, first one, the heat. For the heat we have the two unit, SI is joule and CGS is CGS, that is the erg. So joule and erg. Now what is joule? So writing here joule, that means if 1 Newton of force is applied on an object, and due to that applied force object get displaced by 1 meter, so the amount of heat produced, amount of energy spent, that is said to be the 1 joule. So joule is the unit for the heat, joule is the unit for the work, joule is the unit for the energy. For all these three quantity, unit is same because these all are related to each other. So joule, other unit is calorie. We will come to this section. So joule, so 1 Newton into 1 meter. Mathematically if we write, so 1 joule equals to, 1 joule equals to, it will be equals to 1 Newton into 1 meter. And if you keep this one in mind, you will get each and everything related to joule very clear. So from this section I am going to define it. I will not write the definition, you can do it, just I am explaining it. 1 joule is equals to 1 Newton, that means the force applied needed to be the 1 Newton and the displacement needed, that is the 1 meter. So if 1 Newton of force is applied on an object, and due to that 1 Newton of force, if object displaces through 1 meter, the energy developed, it produced, that is said to be the 1 joule. And in the same manner we have the definition for the, we have the mathematical expression for the erg, that is 1 erg equals to 1 dyne into 1 centimeter. So 1 dyne into 1 centimeter, and from this section you can get the definition. So 1 erg is equals to whenever the force applied needed to be the 1 dyne and the displacement is to be made, that is the 1 centimeter. So if 1 dyne of force is applied on an object, and due to that force if object displaces through 1 centimeter, so under that situation the heat produced, the energy developed is said to be the 1 erg. Now the second relation we are going to find the relation between the joule and the erg. So we have the 1 joule equals to 1 Newton into 1 meter, and we are going to convert it into the dyne and centimeter. So we have the relation 1 Newton, that is the 10 power 5 dyne, and 1 meter, that means the 100 centimeter. So we have 10 power 5 dyne into 10 power 2 centimeter. So the 10 power we have 5 plus 2 dyne centimeter, and dyne centimeter that you know very well, we have the dyne centimeter, that means erg. So 1 joule equals to 10 to the power 7 erg, that is okay. Now the other unit for the heat, that is the calorie, okay, calorie. Now the calorie, that is the bigger unit, the practical unit, the calorie most of time we use this unit only, okay. But while doing the numericals you will have to joule, you will have to write joule, you cannot write calorie, because SI unit, that is the joule, okay. Calorie. Amount of heat, what is the definition for the calorie? I am going to describe it with definition. Calorie, amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water. How much? 1 gram of water by 1 degree C is said to be 1 calorie. Very clear. We have a mass of water, that is the 1 gram, and the temperature to be raised is 1 degree C. So the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree C, that is said to be 1 calorie. And if we need to define the kilocalorie, so under that situation replace the mass by SI system, and obviously temperature will remain constant. So calorie, kilocalorie, so the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of water, not this time replace 1 gram by 1 kg. So the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of water by 1 degree C is said to be 1 kilocalorie, okay. So 1 degree C, so what is the suitable range of temperature? So what is the suitable range of temperature to get the 1 degree? That is the 14.5 degree C to 15.5 degree C. So you can also mention it in your definition, that the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water from 14.5 degrees C to 15.5 degrees C, that is the 1 degree C, is said to be 1 calorie, and the calorie is completely related to the joule. So 1 calorie equals to 4.2 joule. You will write this value only approx. It is not the exactly value 4.186, that is the value, but you will write 4.2 joule approx. That value we always use, okay. So we got joule, heat, calorie, kilocalorie, and the next section, that is the kilocalorie, and after that temperature we understood the different scales of temperature. The different scales of that temperature, that are the Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, okay. Take a look of that one. Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, Kelvin scale, that are the different scales of temperature, and different scales of temperature are Celsius scale of temperature, Fahrenheit scale of temperature, Kelvin scale of temperature. And in previous classes, in classes 7, 8, we have also done the relation between the different scales of temperature. Obviously, simply I am going to describe. In Celsius scale, the lower fixed point, that is the 0 degrees C, and the upper fixed point, that is the 100 degrees C, and it is equally divided into 100 parts, and each part is said to be the 1 degree C. Second one, in the Fahrenheit scale, the lower fixed point, that is the 32 degree F, and the upper fixed point, that is the 212 degree F. So it is divided into 180 equal parts, and each part is said to be 1 degree F. And the third one, that is the Kelvin scale. So the lower fixed point, that is the 273 K. You cannot write degree here. So in Celsius we are writing degree, in Fahrenheit we are writing degree, but in the Kelvin scale we are not writing degree. Kelvin scale will be written as K only, not degree is required here. And the higher upper fixed point, that is the 373 K, and it is also divided into 100 equal parts, and each part is equals to 1 K. So this is the simple idea about the heat, temperature, unit of heat, and the different units of the heat and the temperatures, and different scales of temperature. In the next video we will start the next section, means derivation of the calorimetry using which we can do our numericals, we can solve our numericals. So we will do it in next video.